The problem with getting started from zero is that you're at zero. You know, back to the inertia idea. When you're at rest, when you're just sort of not doing it yet and you need to get that initial push, that's actually probably going to be the hardest part of the entire journey. Because once you get that push and you get going, you will now have momentum moving on your side. You may feel like, oh, I can't do it. I just can't do it. But I promise you, once you start doing it a little bit, the momentum will start to push you too, and it won't be all on you to be moving it. A lot of times, you're going to get something like paralysis by analysis, where you just, you're not starting, you're sitting in that inertia state, not moving, not doing anything, and maybe the analysis that's paralyzing you is the equipment stuff or the content stuff or the way that I look. But the trick is to just do something. Do anything to break that inertia, because any action that you take in the direction that you want to go gets you out of zero, gets you out of not being stationary, and you are now moving. And once you are moving at all, you have momentum. This is called put your boat in the water. This is called do one little tiny thing. This is called just start, you know, just do something. And so whatever it is, and I've already mentioned a few things, it could just be picking up your camera and filming something. It could be watching other YouTubers and starting to feel that inspiration from watching what they do and getting ideas of what you would like to do. It could be just taking your phone or your camera, or maybe you have equipment, and just going out and filming some things without you even being in the picture. Just getting used to turning it on and talking, or turning it on and filming something and watching it back. Whatever it is, do anything. And it's not about making a final product. It's about getting yourself moving. Starting is not about creating your first video and putting it out there and getting a sale. This mini course is about getting you moving in the direction of doing that. So the first thing really is to start somewhere. Start anywhere. Pick anything that you can do and do it, because you now have momentum. And then do it again, and then do it again, and do it again. And you'll find that as you're now doing that, opportunities will come to you to do something bigger or better. People will be interested in what you're doing and want to either collaborate with you or work with you or help you in some way or learn from you. So many things will start to come your way because you are now moving yourself in the direction of making videos. We're not talking about, all right, I'm at zero and I need to just do bam, I need to just go. I need to just be running at 100 miles an hour. It doesn't work that way. You need to take a step. You need to take another step. You need to take another step. Step 1 leads to step 2, leads to step 3. And before you know it, you're at step 100. And not only now are you at that step, but you just don't get to step 100 and stop and be like, oh God, oh, inertia again. It doesn't work that way, because now inertia does keep moving, but it's the other version of inertia. A body in motion tends to stay in motion, because now when you get to step 50 or 100, but when you get to that step further down where you are now in motion, you're going to know what the next thing to do is. You may even know what the next 5 things to do are. But it's that first little step. You have to take one, and then you have to take another. And you may have to force the first 5 or 10, because you may just be like, oh, I made a step. I don't feel like taking another one. Well, you didn't really overcome inertia yet. You have to force the first few steps. Take baby steps, take little steps. Grab your phone, go outside, film something for 30 seconds. Do whatever it is that you can do, where now you're saying to yourself, okay, I'm getting the hang of this. I understand when I press this button and I just start talking that it records me, and I now have a finished video. I could do that again. And I can do it again, and I can do it again, and I can. Or maybe it's, I understand that when I go into my Facebook group or page or profile, wherever, and I press this button, I'm now live and other people can see me and I can speak, and there they are, and I'm now going. And the first one was a little bit rough. I'll admit that. It was a little rough. I don't know. I didn't like it too much. But the second one was a little easier, and the third one was a little easier. And you know what? By the 4th or 5th one, I felt like I'm kind of getting the hang of this, and I think maybe I like this now. That's what this is. That's how it works. I know you know this. I'm not really teaching you something. Oh, wow, inertia. I never heard of this before. People say to me all the time, how do I get confidence on camera? How do I get started doing this? It's not about anything that has to do with cameras. It's about the same thing that it has to do with everything in life. You need to force yourself to start, and you need to force yourself to continue in the beginning. But then it gets easier. starts to get easier and easier and easier until suddenly you're just doing it. A third way to sort of help yourself in these beginning stages to gain that momentum is to steal time and batch your work. I'll explain what I mean by that. As you get going, you're probably going to be thinking about this more often. You know, like if you're at the store, but you're still thinking about your business. You're not at your office, you're not at your computer, you're not on your phone, you're not on Facebook, you're not doing things for you're at the store. But in your mind, you're in your business. Find time when you can be thinking about your business videos while you're doing other things. It could be yard work. I know when I'm mowing the lawn or shoveling snow outside, I use that time to sort of get into my head and plan out future things, whether it's specific things like a future video that I want to make, or just things in general that I want to do in terms of the direction of my business. I steal that time, and it could be little things too. Maybe you're online at the supermarket and you see, the magazines are on the rack thing by the checkout. Try to put things in perspective of what you can do to market yourself. Oh, I like how they laid out this magazine. Maybe I can make a video with a thumbnail like that, or maybe that's an interesting topic or an interesting trending thing. I wonder if I can take that topic from whatever's happening in the world today and explain how that fits into what I do with my business for my audience in a video. And these are just some ideas of what you can do to sort of steal time from other things. It doesn't have to be where it's like, all right, well, I'm sitting down at my desk now and I am now in video mode, put my video hat on. You can constantly be thinking about these things. And then let's say you are out and about. Let's say you're at the store, you're in the yard, or you're in your car or whatever. You might want to have a notepad handy, or on my phone, I like the Evernote app. And if I come up with ideas, I'll just make a new note in Evernote. And that's a new idea for video content, or for you could use this for anything. This isn't specifically about video. If you're in the habit of jotting it down and saving it for later when you are in video mode, then you can look back on your notes and you don't have to remember like, oh, what was I thinking at the store? I don't remember. I talk about this more in depth in other mini courses, but you can batch your work. Meaning, if you have a lot of ideas for videos, you can record a bunch of them at the same time and edit a bunch of them, or just, finalize the files at the same time. Video doesn't have to be this thing where it's like every Tuesday you got to start from scratch and come up with a new idea and then record it and then film. It doesn't have to be that way. You can do the work whenever the inspiration strikes. It could be the middle of the night, and if you're not ready to record something, put it in Evernote, put it in your notepad, put it however you can remember it, so that when you are thinking to yourself, gee, I have some time, I'd like to film some videos, whether you do studio stuff like I do, or you do Facebook Lives, or you do vlog type videos where when you're out in the world. I'm always pointing at my window. That's what this is. Whatever it is that you do, you could have a list of ideas handy so that you could just say, I'm going to go do like 3 or 4 of them right now. And that's just one way to sort of keep the momentum going. All right, so just to recap here, the idea of this video is that this inertia thing is what's stopping you from starting. But I just want to sort of give you a glimpse ahead that when you do start, it's not like this feeling is going to last forever. Like, oh, I finally made a video and I finally put it on YouTube and I finally put that on my website and I finally showed it to somebody. Oh God, I gotta do the whole thing again. It doesn't work that way. You're going to have momentum at that point. You're going to have a system in place, and you're going to realize, oh, you know what? It's easier when I do it this way. And then you do it that way. I can't tell you what the way is because it's going to be different for everybody. But I can tell you that you will figure it out as you go, that the ideas will present themselves and you will recognize them. And if you tune into them and recognize them and implement them, it's going to make life a lot easier for yourself, and then making videos will just become a part of what you do.